But the fact that also you can reuse it. Why are pads still then the biggest like female feminine hygiene product for your menstrual period when there's things that you can recycle?
Because it's what we know. And I think that's very difficult to challenge people, like even going from pads to tampons. That was a big shift,
Yeah.
It also promotes a lot more freedom. And for a woman to be more free goes against a lot of what society's practice.
Yeah.
And so I think you find that it's a way to really entrap you in a kind of way of thinking. And if we can keep you there, then you're not going to be busy conquering the world.
Yes.
You're going to be too busy worried about your period health, which is a problem. Period poverty is a real thing in this country.
Yes. I wanted to find out, especially in the early days of the lockdown, where was your mental mindset, especially when our president announced that we're going to go into hard lockdown and essential workers, particularly like doctors, need to remain in the front line.
Yeah.
Honestly, where was your fear level? Were you like, yes, superwoman out for the rescue?
Yeah.
Or was there some fear in you because no one really knew, what this virus was? It was so early, globally in the pandemic.
I always knew there was going to be a point where I was going to be expected to do something that the rest of the world was not going to have to do. Yes, it was. The biggest fear for me wasn't catching the virus per se. The biggest fear for me was if I caught the virus and I needed a hospital and there wasn't a bed for me. That was the worry. Because then I was just like, but I'm a healthcare worker. What do you mean there's no bed for me?
Yes.
And the second thing was having to stay away from my family and friends for 14 days on my own.
Sure.
That was a big fear because at least at the time I was staying with my partner, so it would just be him and I. But now, like not seeing my mom, not seeing my sisters, and even though there's FaceTime and stuff like that, still not being allowed to see people is quite hectic. So that was the other thing. If I infect someone else and they get really sick and they die, like that's scary.
Yeah.
But for me, I was just like, yeah, okay, cool, let's do it.
Really?
We're ready to go.
Really?
We had the PPE. That was like, I was lucky in the hospital I was where we had like PPE task forces set up to make sure we had all the stuff. So that was it really for me. I was ready to go.
And what did you see like during your 10 years this year, especially like in the thick of the pandemic?
I was lucky because we work with kids, so the kids didn't get as severely affected as adults. And also, I think I haven't actually worked with a COVID positive case who was sick.
Okay.
So I've seen lots of COVID positive cases, but we just found that because they were going for procedures or kids who just happened to be admitted and they were swabbed, or moms who were in the hospital and we had to swab them because we needed to know where we needed to put the kids. But for me, I was lucky enough that I didn't get to see that. But when I spoke to colleagues of mine, they were just broken because they would have to be in the full PPE the entire day, doing like 12-hour shifts. At least with the adult patients, they didn't have to do full 24-hour calls, but they did 12-hour shifts in those hazmat suits and the heat and the masks and everything. And just having to see patients like die because they don't have access to basic things like oxygen.
Yeah.
That was really, really traumatizing for a lot of people, and also because a lot of our interns just started working this year.
Yes.
And then they had to go through that. So having to supervise interns when you yourself have never seen this before, and also then having to support them mentally was incredibly difficult for a lot of my colleagues.
How did you keep your mental sanity during 2020?
I cried a lot. I think a lot of people underestimate the power of crying. And it's not necessarily that you have to like do that movie cry, that one where you're like all the time. Sometimes there would be just days where I would sit in my car and I would switch off all the music and I just drive home from work. Because it's not just COVID that comes to the hospital. All the other people with all the other conditions that they still normally would have still come, and you still have to deal with the normal stuff. So I would just sit in my car and just maybe a tear would come out. Prayer was a big component of it. So it was talking to God all the time and saying, I have no idea what's going on with this condition.
Yes.
I have no idea what's going on with the economy, with the people, but just God fix it. Let me just do what I have to do every day, because I honestly can't change anything except my attitude to what I'm doing and the way that I approach my work. And even if I complain about everything, it's not going to change. It's still going to be problematic. And I think the third thing for me was really talking to my family and friends, because everyone was so interested to know, but it was also quite difficult for me because they were so worried about me, but sharing that over and over again was exhausting.
Yeah.
So it would be just reaching out to maybe one or two, or just whenever I need it, just a friend popped into my mind, I would just be like, listen to me, I need like a prayer because I'm not okay, you know. And I think that's important. I have friends who are I'm very lucky to have friends who understand that I might not tell you everything, but when I'm calling you about this particular thing, it's just because I need your help with this thing. And it's not that I don't love you because I'm not telling you everything, but there's just so many things going on in my mind. It's exhausting to talk about them all the time.
So I'm gonna ask a very personal question because people want to know all about you. How did you and your fiance meet?
So the politically correct version is we've known each other for quite a long time. And we always had a mutual friend, and basically there was a period where I was single and he was available, and then we just kind of hooked up, and we've just been inseparable ever since.
Yes.
The actual story is I threw a brick. Yeah, I saw this guy and
You went for what you want.
pretty much I saw my soulmate, and
How did you know he was the one?
you have to meet him to know. He's just incredibly sure of himself. He knows who he is, and he's not afraid for me to shine. I think the biggest problem for me is that I'm so ambitious and I'm so out there that I tend to overshadow my partner sometimes, and it can bring out insecurities in someone. And so I feel that for me, he never made that an issue. He just knew that's part of my personality, and it's always been, in a relationship, he's never given me the feeling that who I am is bad, or I should apologize for it, or I should change.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, so he's allowed me to be exactly who I am, as I am, and just flourish. I think the biggest success I've had in my whole career has happened with him, just because he's just go babes.
That's amazing.
So great.
That's a beautiful answer. Thank you so much.
Thank you
for being a guest.
Yeah.
So as we end, what we do is we drink the wine again, and we need to decide out of 5 wine glasses how many wine glasses you would give it.
Okay.
And then where you would have it again, if you would have it again. Okay.
Cheers. Yes.
Kind of look me in the eye. You see, she does nice things all the time.
Girl, 7 years is a long time. It actually doesn't taste bad. It's a little bit
Sour.
There's a sour taste to it. It's not as sweet as I thought it was going to be, but it's still kind of.
I can have that it sounds sweet. When you smell it, what comes to mind? What are the notes that you can smell?
It's just sour. So you must understand, I'm not a wine person. I'm a whiskey person. But when I do smell it, I don't know. What do you think?
I think it's very fruity, to be honest. When I smell it, more fruity than the way it tastes.
Yes, yeah.
But I can smell that it's going to be more sour, so more of your citrus fruits versus your other types of fruits, berries.
Yeah, I don't get the berries at all. Yeah, I agree. But it's nice.
And how does it taste? Beyond sour, what else comes to mind? Especially, what I always say to my guests is, as soon as it touches the front part of your tongue, what is that experience?
It's refreshing. It's a little bit sweet when it touches, and then I think the aftertaste is a little bit more sour.
Yes.
When it hits my palate, it's a little bit more sour. It just feels like I don't want to say vinegary, but I feel like there's a strong vinegar taste coming through.
Actually, it tastes like I'm saying it sounds. It tastes like it's vinegar.
Yeah.
It tastes like it's vinegar. Like apple cider vinegar.
Yes, like that. Yeah. Which is great for weight loss.
Watson, I got you, my guy. I got you.
But yeah, it's not a strong, overpowering taste, but it is still vegan.
Okay, do you think you'd have it?
No. But maybe if someone had me over, I wouldn't complain. Oh my gosh, why are you eat this wine?
Well, during this time when you're like, Watson's got you on like year 7, you'll probably have it.
I think so, yeah. I personally wouldn't choose, again, like I said, I wouldn't choose a white wine per se. I'm more like a rosé kind of red wine person. I think that sits with my blood type better.
Is it?
Yeah.
And when was the first time you had wine? I know you drink whiskey, but when was the first time you had wine?
Varsity. But it was that box wine.
You also
You know, that's that box wine.
Which one was your brand?
Oh, Four Cousins.
Four Cousins. Oh. You know, you're talking about boxes, guys. I used to have Bingudu with my friends.
Wow, yes.
Of Four Cousins.
Yes.
Guys, it went down. So it's the rite of passage, guys. Four Cousins, the rite of passage for all wine.
And I think it was one of those cool things because it was the one we could afford the most of.
Yes.
And you also don't want to go up and down to the store, so you just get like 2 boxes. You and your girls or you and your friends are sitting. You have that time of your life. I used to always wake up with a headache the next morning, but then we take painkillers and we keep it moving. Yeah.
So now it's interesting. You said you loved whiskey. When did that? Have you always loved whiskey? Or
no. So I started in varsity
as well.
Yeah, in varsity.
Which whiskey were you affording? Please, can you tell us, guys?
No. Wait, I was a yellow.
Oh.
So you're not used to like, hey baby girl, can I take you out on a date? And I'm just like, okay. And so one day somebody gave me a glass of Jameson and I was just like, this is so nice. Because it was always Johnny Black and all these weird things. They're a bit too harsh for my palate. But Jameson has this really nice note in it where you can add a little bit of lime to it and it brings out the sweetness of the whiskey. And so I would have, like, anybody who knows me in varsity knew it was double Jameson on the rocks with this, like a little bit of lime. And that was my go-to drink. And I really enjoyed it because it's on the rocks, it brings out the flavor as the ice melts. But also you can't drink it like a cider or something like that because it's still quite a strong taste and a strong flavor.
It is.
So it was nice because you'd only have like 2 or 3 through the night, but it would hold you at a really nice level. You don't get too far.
Yes.
You know, it doesn't make me too sleepy because that's the other thing that alcohol does for me. It just knocks me out. And I think with wine, 2 glasses, babes, gone. Good time. So it was really nice to find something that had a good balance. And importantly, when I wake up in the morning, I don't have a hangover.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I would give it a 3. And I think if I was to have it again, it would be like on a hot summer's day, inside, eating some like at home. Something like salty to offset a little bit of the sourness.
Yes.
Yeah.
We were saying vinegar.
Yeah.
I think even being kind, I think I could give it a 2.5.
Okay.
I really would. Because, you know, I've been drinking apple cider vinegar with water and it's just
giving it back.
It's just giving me back that apple cider vinegar. And you know, when you drink wine, you want to feel like you escape it,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
So for me, it doesn't feel like a total escape. It feels like
still reminding you of what you had this morning.
Water away from this. Exactly. You know what I mean? So there's not much indulgence for me. It doesn't have an indulgence.
I agree. I agree.
So I think you're very kind.
Well, I mean, I like to be a nice person.
Thank you so much for being a guest. If you guys really enjoyed this episode, you know what you need to do. Like, share, and subscribe. But also leave your comments and questions for our beautiful, amazing young doctor and 360 kilo of everything. And hopefully you can also answer them later on. Thank you guys. Have a great day. Easy.